From KETK, you're watching East Texas Live.
The next segment is sponsored by Tyler Junior College. Welcome back. It's time to head to the Apache Kitchen. A few weeks ago, Chef Larry Madsen showed us how to make a Creole sauteed chicken breast. Well, this week he's back in the kitchen to show us how to make a crawfish sauce to pair with the chicken.
Hello, I'm Larry Madsen. I'm the executive chef at TJC Culinary Arts, and we're in the Apache Kitchens. Today we're working on a crawfish sauce, and it's amazing because the seasonality of it. Crawfish is in season. Corn is another component. We've got fresh corn coming up now in the markets, and the flavors together work really well. We're going to go ahead and put it with a sauteed chicken breast. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to saute chicken breast to start this off with. Okay. A lot of times at this point, if I've got excess oil, I'm going to pour off the excess oil. Then I'm going to come over and add my diced onion to it. And I'm doing it off the heat so I don't burn them up. A lot of times you can use shallots also, and the shallots will burn up very quickly. And I'm just going to lightly sweat this till they're translucent. When it's nice and clear, translucent, the acids have evaporated out and it's going to have a nice sweet flavor to it. Since the pan's not too hot, I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic. If the pan was super hot, I would put the garlic in a little bit later. So I'm just going to, and then in here, you can see the little brown spots. That's the fond. That's the flavor of the chicken that we're trying to get back and develop into our sauce. So this is going to be a nice, well-rounded flavor in the sauce because of the different ingredients. A lot of times at home, people will just go with some chicken stock or brown sauce, and it's one-dimensional in flavor. So I'm just going to lightly sweat that. And then I've got a little wooden spoon. I prefer using wooden spoons for this. And I'm going to put the onion on top of the fond so that it doesn't burn. If it starts browning like it is now, I'm going to take my white wine and I'm going to deglaze the pan with the white wine. Okay. So by adding the white wine, it's deglazed, it's brought the fond up in it. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat back up just a little bit. And I'm going to cook this to what we call au sec, or almost dry. So when the white wine is evaporated out, it's not as pungent, it's not as sharp. Again, it's like the onion, develops a sweeter flavor to it, more balanced for the guest. So I'm just going to let that cook down. So at this point, I'm going to add my chicken stock. And I'm going to add chicken stock to it. And I'm going to bring this to a nice simmer. Okay, so we want it to simmer so that when we add our heavy cream, if there's any acids left, it keeps the cream from curdling. So the pan cooled off just a little bit. So we'll get it going again. Once we got a nice simmer through the pan, we're going to add our heavy cream and then allow it to reduce down. So I'm going to add my 4 ounces of heavy cream. And at this point, I'm just going to allow it to come to a simmer, and I'm going to go ahead and add my corn to it at this point. So I'm going to add my fresh corn. And so if it's old corn, it's a good thing to add it now, but hopefully it's nice and sweet. That's what we're looking for. And then another trick that you can do is take a corn cob and then take and milk the cob and get all the juices from that cob into it. And when it's nice and freshly picked corn, it's going to add a nice sweet flavor, sweet dimension to it. So the nice thing about the cayenne, you give a little bit of contrast to the dish, so it's kind of a spicy, sweet flavor to it. Okay. So it's a real simple thing to do, and so I get that added starch in there, and it also adds a little bit of a thickening capacity to this. So, and then I'm just going to let that go, and so it's simmering. I'm going to go ahead and add my crawfish. Okay, so then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and finish off with my fresh herbs. So I've got parsley, oregano, so the parsley is nice and bright and green. The oregano is where we're getting a lot of our flavor, our aroma from. And then I've got a little green onion. So a little bit of green onion. So then I'm gonna just toss it a little bit. You can use a spoon if you want, but now we've got a nice sauce ready to go for our chicken. I'm gonna shut it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the sauce down on the plate first so that my chicken skin stays nice and crisp. And so I've got a nice little sauce, and I'm gonna put it down. And so I'm gonna put one of my chicken breasts on here with it. Okay. And so there we have a beautiful sauteed chicken breast with our crawfish sauce, very colorful. With that, this is Larry Mattson in Apache Kitchens.